Oh, it's a big school of them, biggest school of them. I'm looking at the biggest, Marty. That's tea for us. You know, like the travelling part of it's good, but it's what you get up to. That's where it's at. Do I get them both? No, one's chasing the other one. Oh, right in the shallows. They were like in ankle deep water. This year's gonna be something else. Holy shit, eh? What a month we've just had. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, we left North Queensland. Went up to Townsville, out west, about Torrens Creek, hooked a left and just went straight down the guts. About 2,400 k's. On our way to a small town on the Murray River down in Victoria, or New South Wales. At a place called Tocumwal. Probably said that all sorts of wrong, but you know what I mean. Anyway, we went out there, straight out to the Murray River as soon as we got there. Pulled up stumps for a few nights, had a camp out, chilled out beside the water. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've been down there. But the whole reason why we went down there was to catch up with a couple that I actually met probably 8 or so months ago at the beginning of the year, all the way on the other side of the country up in Cape York. And they were from down this way. Lulu and Ado end up popping out. Great time as usual, just like up north. A few seedy mornings. Well worth it though. But there's another reason why we went down there as well. So I don't know if you remember me saying, it'd be only a couple of months ago now, that I had an idea and I wanted to do something different for next year. That idea didn't work out. The more I looked at it, I think the more technical it was going to be. The boat and the trailer and everything's gone. It sold it when I was on my way down south, so sold that, but it's still going to happen. We're still going to change the setup because I end up going down to pick up Ado and Lulu's old trailer. Who'd ever thought? Several months back, the trailer that I was looking at when I was up there, or I'd end up getting for a new mini toy hauler build. Let's just say, I don't think it's going to look nothing like it does now when it's done. Got a few ideas for it. A lot of ideas. A lot of things going to change. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys now. Explain a little bit what I'm going to do in that. And then, well, this won't be starting for a little bit. But it'll give you time to put in your input as well. If you want to, you know. I have a fair idea what I'm going to do and I probably won't change. But it's just them different inputs that might really help us out as well. So cousin and I are going to do it. So little Che, little big Che, the one that actually did the boat trailer for me, he is going to do everything on this as well. So I know it's going to be good. One thing I will say is it feels like I've just gone from a double bay garage and now I'm moving into a lawn locker. It's going to take a bit getting used to. Going from a dual axle, what is it, about 6.8 metre to a, well, I don't know, this is probably all a 4 or something, 4.8. Going to give you a rundown on a few things I do have in mind that we are going to do. Starting with, I hate short drawbars. Drawbar is going to be extended. I'm looking at probably at least 1.8 metres I'm going to be comfortable with. Reason why is, one, reversing, even though it's going to make it longer, it's going to make it easier to get in and out tight situations as well, because anyone reverse a trailer for short drawbar just wants to zig when it should have zagged. A bit of a tip for that too, I usually drop it in full low when I'm reversing. Yeah, it gives you time to think and correct yourself if need be. So full lows always helped me out, but along the drawbar is a lot better as well. So when I am going off them tracks, this being so close, you know, when you're turning, going up and down hills, everything wants to come closer to the back end of the ute. So the longer drawbar is going to help that out as well. Because I am moving in such a small trailer, my biggest focus on this too is storage. I'm going to need quite a bit more dry storage, like dry lockable storage. So starting off at the front, all this will be taken off because I'm going to put a box on the front. It's going to be a bit of work involved, but I'm really looking forward to it. Give me something to focus on, but it's better than, I guess, start from scratch. Even though when we finish it's probably going to be like a new trailer. While we're at it, the rooftop tent. Because I did sell the boat, I definitely want to get another boat. I am going to go a smaller one, like I was saying. It's only going to be around about a 3.2 metre tinny. I don't really want to go a 3.5 again or any bigger, because then when I extend the drawbar, a 3.2 sitting up top is going to be good. I'm going to be comfortable. It's not going to have to hang out too far out this side, and it's not going to have to hang out too far at the back. And it's just, for what I use it for, it's going to be a good sized tinny. When I was figuring all this out, you got your sleeping arrangement and then you got your tinny. You know, I think you can only have one on either. Either your bed goes up on your car and your tinny goes on your trailer, or vice versa. It's going to be too hard to run that with the tinny on top, because that means every time I stop I need to take that tinny off or fold it to the side to set up the bed. I don't want that. I just want to make it easy as possible. So the reason why I went the roof topper on the ute and not the trailer, because I'm going to find myself more wanting to take the ute out to do a quick little camp trip, and I may not necessarily want to take the trailer. So having the bed on the actual vehicle is the way to go. Like I said, I can't run the quad in here anymore because I do have the roof topper and the quad sits too high, and I don't really want to, I don't have to go that way anymore anyway. That's the whole idea of just going a bit smaller and a bit lighter. So that's why I went this way, and the quad can go in there. Tinny's going to go up top, and not only that, if I did put the tinny on top of the ute, just means that this here has to be unhooked to get the boat off all the time, and it doesn't necessarily have to be unhooked when it's on the actual trailer itself, because it can go straight off the arse end. Just little things like that, just trying to think of quicker ways and more practical. I am going to still run for the swag because I still want to do the camp quad trips and that, so but the swag will pretty much be for that. So if I did end up putting the roof topper on the trailer, I could have still run with the swag and the ute, but after going back to a roof topper, no. It's just not an option. I like that. Especially over the last, 3 or 4 weeks staying out of it, so it's been good. It's been quick and easy. That's another story. There is a few things I've got to do because I've still got to go through my big trailer. And for those who are wondering, I'm not going to get rid of my big trailer. I don't want to. This is just something I want to do, and I could last a year, and who knows, it's been about, I think I've just lived out of that big trailer now for So I think it'd be 6 or so years now that I've been in that big trailer, give or take, probably longer. So when I'm committed, I'm in it for the long haul. But yeah, there's just a few things I know I'm gonna miss. But anyway, so the storage is gonna be one thing. Gonna have to figure out a lot more storage on this thing, because there's just things I want to take, not so much I kind of need to take to make life easier. Well, we are on the subject of kind of priorities for it. Another thing that is going to be a priority is pretty much my storage, my water, and power for it. So I want to have as much water as I can take, as much storage as I can figure out and work out, and as much power to yeah, stick with the whole induction side of things, and yeah, recharge and stuff like this, or living comfortable, making sure I got at least a cold drink of water. So they're kind of pretty much our priorities, you know, other than strength of the trailer and how it's put together and how it's going to work for me. But that just, yeah, that's something I am focused on. So what I'll do is I'll take you straight to the back. With the back, because I'm going to cut off the front, I need a section for the spare tyre and everything. So I'm going to go with a swing out tailgate instead of a drop down. So it'll swing out. I'm going to have the spare tyre on one side and the outboard will be on the other. What I am going to do is, like I was saying a while back, I am going to go to a 4-stroke. But I'm going to end up going about a 6 horsepower. So the weight's not too bad. Like I said, no more mixing, and the size, it's, you know, it's a nice little size. It's going to suit this, I reckon, nicely. So yeah, that'll be housed on the back, them couple of things, because of the storage box will be going up the front. Pretty sure in the storage box is where the power's going to go. Power for this thing's going to be not different, they're common, but I'm not going to go the normal way of wiring everything up and hard mounting it in there. I am going to go a different way, so, but I will show you all that as well. And then the sides, I'm going to cut all this out, all the tie down rails. On the back here, I'm thinking of putting 2 jerry can holders, one on either side. What I have come across is the stainless steel 40 litre jerry cans. So I reckon, got to do measuring again, but I reckon they're going to be a nice fit to go in the back. And that'll allow me to have, you know, 80 litres of unleaded, plus another 40 on the back of the ute or whatnot. But that's what I reckon I'll end up going, because 20 fits in there easy, and I've still got room. So I can't afford to waste room on such a small build, like a small trailer. If I can fill it up, and, you know, like I said, when I go out, spend a whole long time out there, fuel's one of my major things. I really need fuel. Fuel equals fishing, fishing equals food, food equals staying longer. Ideally what I'd like to do, but it's not going to happen because it's still a budget build, I'd like to fully enclose this in, you know, not put separate things. To get maximum space, it'd be great to build one big thing that sits in there, but it doesn't matter. The only other thing I can think of is I'd also, what would suit on this side, both guards, they're all steel, they're solid guards. I'd brace where I'd have to as well, but like your, what are they called, your generator style boxes, I reckon they'd be ideal on the side. If I could come across a size that would fit in there nice, that'd be nice storage for them sides. Not too sure about the front. Yeah, that's something I still haven't thought about yet. Still keep staring at it. So I do have gaps down the sides of the quads. A gap down both sides of the quad. I have thought about putting it to one side to make one side a bigger gap, but it's going to be, you know, I'd rather it's center of gravity, so, and then just work with what I've got down either side for storage and that. So I've still actually got to put the quad in there to get a better idea, a better feel. This is just going off my measurements. I've got a fair bit of gear coming for it as well. I've already, today I got out there and ripped the wheels off. So, you know, Ado from being down south, they love their 35-inch tyres, which are just huge. But the best thing is it's all the same running gear, so now I can go back to having same size tyres on the ute and the trailer itself, which is a no-brainer. I'll be running 2 spares for 6 tyres. I don't think that's too bad. Wouldn't mind. I was running 3 spares for like 8 tyres on the big setup, and it worked well, got away with it. But yeah, it's always good to, it would be good to have another spare, but I'm not going to have the room for it, and I think 2 spares, plug kit, shit like that, I'll be right. So I end up taking the big 35s off, putting these on. Some things I am going to do, won't take too much because it's still up in the works, but bigger axle, I want to go, this is a 45mm square, but I want to go a bigger one so I can run the larger bearings. This trailer is braked 1450, I think it is, yeah, kilo, so you know, that's something on the boat trailer that I would have had to get done. This come with it, so that's a bonus. Like I said, a lot of things will be replaced and we're changing, so pretty much underneath I reckon most of it's just going to be all new. And there is another thing I've done too with this trailer. What I want to do is, look, it was great having the independent suspension and all that underneath the big trailer. I am going to lease, one because of the money wise, you know, they're not cheap, but 2, I've got a pretty good chance of something going wrong with this setup and finding it at your local, like, you know, BCF or what is that, RTM or whatever it's called, places like that, than I would like finding some other stuff. So this trailer, I really want, if something goes wrong, to be able to just go into a half decent sized town and get something off the shelf to fix it. Saying that, I am going to be carrying certain spares for it as well, because I ain't going back to the single axle. And look, weight wise, I don't know how much I'm going to have on there yet. You know, I'll probably end up using me 1450 kilo. I'm not sure yet, but I still don't think that's too heavy. The best thing about it is the ute's going to be quite capable, because it's still got a bit of weight about it, but it's still, there's not much on there. Where most of the weight, you know, it will be on this. Dead weight anyway. Plenty of room in the arches, so I can let these tyres right down as well. Let them belly out as much as they can if need be. And look, I'm already, you know, thinking about what I can do to the front when we put the new, when we do extend the drawbar, some sort of a skid or something, so if need be, especially on a beach or whatnot, I can unhook and then just drag it with a strap. All these little things are just ticking in my head. That's why I like starting from scratch again, like kind of like, it's fun, it's interesting, you know, all the stuff I've learnt from the other trails that I've done. So this will be my 4th trailer now. See, I got the first one after I took off, got another one after that, and then I got the big one, and then yeah, now this one here. So I've learned a fair bit of trailers over the years. I'm going to use all that knowledge and throw it in to this little one. So this here, the rack up top, it actually folds up, so then you can just ride the quad up underneath, jump out, pull it back down, boat will be strapped up top. What I am going to do too, I think, is with the boat, I reckon I'm going to save my space, because I've got that collapsible boat trailer, I want to be able to strap the boat to the trailer and winch the whole lot up top. Now, it's not that heavy, it's not too bad, like especially going the smaller tinny and that, and the boat trailer itself is about 38 kilos or something, so it can definitely be doable. With the rack itself, there's still a lot, you know, that I want to do to it to strengthen it a bit more, because I know it's going to have the weight of the tinny up there. It is going to be a kind of a, you know, a good position too to store some other stuff, bits and pieces, but without trying to overload it too much, because I know, you know, being that high, when you're going a dirt road, that just wants to flex and that, and fatigue kills metal. So I know I've got to put braces in spots, and also how it was set up before, the awnings could be attached to this top bar, but then when it lifts up, everything that's attached to it would go up with it. So and that would have suited the way them guys had it. But what I'll end up doing is I'll put another section going across here, that's attached to these uprights, which doesn't move, so that can still lift up. Then I can still have an awning out without it interfering with anything. And that there, running bars like that across there, that's going to strengthen it as well. So other than that, there's not going to be much more happening on that, but never say never. That's why I'm going to overkill it now, just in case I do. Like I said, storage is going to be an eye opener for me on this setup, I know that. Yeah, they just unclip off the back here, and that whole thing just lifts up with the struts. And yes, of course, I'm going to give it a good spray when it's all done. Matte black, I just love it. So I'm going to, matte black the whole thing. Still got some of that what do you call that, Bronnox stuff as well. So I'm going to coat that with it, give it a good douse of that. And then this will be the new kind of home on wheels. Well, actually it is literally going to be a shed on wheels, because this time around, home's on the ute, storage is on the trailer shed. Like I said, for those who are wondering why I'm going to go this way, why I have changed it, look, it's been a really good trip this year. I've gotten into spots where I really enjoyed, and I know as much as I get stubborn and think, no, I'm going to do it anyway, I'll get the big trailer in there. But man, I've had some long days and nights of being stuck, because there's no one else around and that too. So you gotta, you don't see none of that, because I really couldn't be stuffed filming it, because like, oh yeah, it hits a spot sometimes. But hey, it's part of living, it's part of it, you know. I secretly like it, but I secretly, instead of getting a camera on, I've got to get myself out of some spots. So I just know going to this size setup is going to really allow me to get to more spots. It's going to allow me, you know, I might cover a few more Ks. Won't take me as long, because you're not as fatigued as dragging a bigger setup. Obviously fuel, you know, with the cost of fuel and stuff like that. I can go further on tanks, you know, with this setup. Yeah, it's just, there's going to be quite a few advantages. I'm excited for it. I'm keen to get it going so we can get out there and get in there. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I won't tell anyone that, because just in case it falls through, it's not a secret. But I'd rather just, make sure I can do what I set out to do before I tell anyone what I'm doing. Something else I will be doing, obviously, because I do need more storage, and the ute is the only other spot I can figure out to put a lot more storage, you know, because I'm also wanting to throw another fridge freezer on board the setup. Yeah, I can do it with what I've got, but it's just the camper having, you know, 240 litres, one fridge, one freezer. The ute has the 30 plus the 15 in the front, that I can go for a long time without having to stop and shop. So I reckon on the back here, what I'm going to do, so I've got the water bladder, which is definitely staying, but what I'll end up doing, taking the water bladder off this box, I'm going to move it down the back, and I'm going to get another, you'd probably call it a half canopy or something, 800 I know I've got, so 800 or 700 I'll end up going back here, and then filling this all the way to the other side, filling this gap in here with a canopy, just 2 gullwing doors or whatnot, and then mounting the water bladder on the back of that. So because the canopy is always going to be a weight, a constant load, there's no good me saying, oh, when you got the water bladder in there, that's a lot of weight. Canopy is going to be a lot of weight too when I fill it up, but only I can control the water bladder weight. So I'll put it right at the back, and if need be, I feel I've got too much happening, I don't have to fill it up, or I don't have to put any in it. So yeah, but I know, just quickly guessing me weights and that, when I was fully loaded with the other setup, the amount of drawbar weight I had on there, your toe ball weight I had on there, is still, I reckon, not going to equal what I'm going to do to the back, and whilst I've got the littler trailer on there. So I'm going to, just trying to, think about all that sort of stuff as well, but that'd be the way to go. Canopy, back it onto here, another canopy, more storage. That's going to give me a fair bit of storage, and mostly I'll be able to stick a fridge in there, another freezer, and then the water bladder at the back. Anyway guys, if you've got any pointers for me, or heads up, or you got any questions, yeah, feel free to drop them in the comments. Look, I do try my best to get back to the comments, but I know this time of year I'm going to be full on, especially the last few weeks. I've just been either pulled up with mates, you know, or just driving pretty much. Oh then, see you when I see you.